There's nothing you can do.
That's my father! He'll listen to me!
The General isn't the one who started this.
Then who did? Bruce! Bruce!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tully Television, and today we're going to be talking What If Episode 3. But before we get into that, thank you all for stopping by, viewing, watching, liking, subscribing, hitting all on that bell notification so you never miss an episode of Tully Television. So, once again, thank you. And for those of you who are new here, I hope I have earned your subscription. You hit that red subscribe bar down below. You hit the bell next to it. Like I said, you never miss an episode. But let's get into it. What if Episode 3? What if the Avengers died before forming? Basically is the premise of this episode. Directed by Brian Andrews. Written by A.C. Bradley and Matthew Chauncey. I'm going to run through the voice actors who were in this. Sam Jackson as Nick Fury. Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Frank Grillo as Brock or Crossbones. Lady Sif. Jamie Alexander comes back. Jeffrey Wright, The Watcher, Michael Douglas playing Hank Pym again, Lake Bell as Natasha, Mike Wingert as Tony Stark, Stephanie Pansello as Betty Ross, Mike McGill as General Ross, Alexandria Daniels as Captain America, Captain Marvel. Sorry, Captain America, I didn't want to get Carol Danvers confused with you. Basically, we start off with Nick Fury talking to Natasha in a car on the way to speak to Iron Man. This particular history in Iron Man, when they're talking to him, is from Iron Man 2. It's the donut shop scene where they pick up. And the episode is broken up into days to kind of pace the story that's going on. But basically Monday is they go to speak to Tony to try to help him with the infection that he was dealing with in Iron Man 2. Where Natasha just, injects him with a cure, a semi-cure for the moment, so he can figure out how to notch it down, so he can function fully because he's causing problems, suffering from PTSD early on from the Avengers movies and the other adventures that he has had. But when Natasha injected him this time, instead of calming down the infection, it had killed him, which then led to her arrest, being that she was a former Soviet spy, an assassin, what have you. So everyone but Nick Fury was thinking that she had did this on purpose. Nick Fury had given her a package to try the syringe that she used. He gave it to her to get it tested out because he knew she would escape from S.H.I.E.L.D. custody. And this is where we see Frank Grillo, Crossbones here. But this is when Hydra was still hidden. So basically she's getting handed over to Hydra without really anyone publicly knowing about Hydra being in S.H.I.E.L.D. like that. So, during the transport, Frank Grillo's character, Crossbones, is talking all this junk about how she only punches people when they're not expecting it, and she had this, fight. She was able to escape, and she was able to fight off the team that was in the back of the truck with her. And I'd have to say that was a pretty badass action scene for that. The way that they stuck with her kicking and it was just well done. I thought that part was definitely well done. We see then Natasha, Black Widow, approaching Betty Ross. Because if you remember in the movies, Thor, the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton, and Iron Man 2 all were happening in the same week. It was called Nick Fury's Big Week. A lot of things were going on, and so this is also going on in this universe. So they go. Not that they go. Natasha goes. Sorry about that, guys. I got distracted for a second. Natasha goes, approaches Betty Ross about finding out why the syringe had killed Tony Stark instead of helping him. And Betty Ross basically explains that something blocked what was supposed to come out, but something else was ejected out into Tony. So whatever that was ejected into Tony is what had killed him. It's interesting so far. So she notices a pizza delivery guy set up in the office that they're using, or the laboratory, and to come to find out that Bruce Banner is there hiding, because they originally thought that maybe she was there for him, but if they didn't leave the pizza stuff out, maybe he wouldn't have been noticed. But yeah, so she basically, it looks like a combination of Mark Ruffalo and Ed Norton, but it's definitely Mark Ruffalo's voice. He basically says, alright, chill out, because if you want to go to violence, it ain't going to be good for nobody. And that's kind of an indirect threat, like, I'll smash you. Okay, and not in the good way. Not in the hot taxes, doing your taxes way, I'm going to smash you. I'm going to smash you to death. So, then at that point, Black Widow and Hulk try to leave because General Ross is on his way to try to capture him. The only thing I was confused about was why they didn't have a quick scene of the Abomination while Tim Roth around, because he was there that day, and that's how he got messed up so bad that they had to put him in the hospital. Hulk basically crushed everything inside of him almost with that fight. But whatever the case may be, they get cornered. Ross is saying hold your fire, but someone shoots at the Hulk, but no one knows who shot the Hulk, to make him become aggressive. He then bursts through the walkway there, starts doing some damage, and then all of a sudden, not even 5 minutes into the fight, his body starts to expand, and it becomes so big and enormous that he just bursts from the inside out. And thankfully this was an animated series, because if you're trying to get kids to watch it, then you're definitely not going to try to put this in a Marvel movie type of death, unless it's the insides are going to be some sort of goo, which I guess in real life it would be goo as well, but a bit more disgusting. Whatever the case may be, Hulk parts are everywhere, alright? They get covered in Hulk guts, so to speak, and now the Hulk is dead. Then we transition over to where Thor had come to Midgard to try to lift the hammer that Odin threw away from him when Thor was being a spoiled brat in Asgard. And so he goes down, finds the hammer in New Mexico, and Coulson's keeping an eye on him. And Coulson is, letting Nick Fury know, like, Thor is here. I guess Coulson enjoyed his hair. He said that he had luscious hair. Whatever. People are taking that as Coulson being gay. No. Just because you can admire another man as a man doesn't make you gay. Basically, we reached to the point where Hawkeye is saying to Nick Fury, do you want me to take the shot? Do you want me to take the shot? And Nick Fury's like, well, wait, let's see what happens. And somehow, some way, Hawkeye loses his grip and winds up releasing the arrow, killing Thor in the process. While in the morgue, there's another reference about how awesome Thor is, because even in rotting, he smells like lavender. And Nick Fury's kind of like, yeah, I guess. But, trying to figure out why these things are happening, and they kind of are figuring out that it's the members of the Avengers initiative that Fury has, his candidate list. And so Thor is dead, Tony's dead, Black Widow is trying to find answers, Hulk is dead. Three of the founding members of the MCU Avengers is dead. The fourth one is on the run. Hawkeye is now arrested, and Captain America is yet to be shown yet, because he's still frozen in ice. Nick Fury goes to talk to Hawkeye to be like, what's going on, because Hawkeye is denying the whole thing. I didn't purposely do this. I don't know what happened. So Nick Fury wants to talk to him, and only to find out that he too is dead. But no one came in, no one came out. So now it's really getting to the nitty-gritty on what's going on here. And then, as luck would have it, Loki and the forces of Asgard come down to declare vengeance for Thor's death. And there's a scuffle. Loki uses the Eternal Winter Box to kind of fuck things up. Nick Fury is trying to negotiate with him and calm him down and try to say, we'll find the person and we'll give him to you. But you can't be doing this. So Loki calms down. Nick Fury's talking to Natasha because she may have a lead on what's going on, because she's accessing, she's able to get Coulson's ID number to get into the SHIELD system to access files, and she realizes that someone accessed a dead woman's file from she's been dead for 2 years, but someone accessed her account only yesterday or the day before. So now we don't know who the dead person is yet that she's referring about, but now we're starting to get some clues. Natasha's feeling like someone is there. We hear these little buzzing sounds, whatever, and she starts getting beat up pretty bad. It doesn't seem like anyone's there. She tries to call Nick Fury during the fight, and then the last words Natasha says, it's hope. It's all about hope. And so we catch Fury again trying to figure out what to do here, because they only got 24 hours to try to catch Thor's killer. And finally, it seems like he gathered something in his brain as he was reaching through the recesses, trying to figure out what it was Natasha was trying to tell him. And he finally figured it out. He went to Loki, but we see an interaction between Nick Fury and the Destroyer armor. And he's like, I want to talk to your boss here. We don't see the conversation, but then we see a transition of Nick Fury being over a gravesite in, I believe, San Francisco. And come to find out that the person who had died was Hope Van Dyne, the daughter of Hank and Janet. In this universe, Hope was recruited into becoming one of the first Avengers. And she wound up dying on a mission in Odessa, Ukraine. Or Odessa, I don't know if it's in Ukraine or not, I shouldn't say that if I'm not sure. In Odessa, it's the same Odessa mission Scarlet, Black Widow, had mentioned to Steve that the Winter Soldier had shot through her to get to the target. And in this universe, it was Hope who was recruited to do that mission and that protection. And it's only assumed that the Winter Soldier did the same thing to Hope, but in this universe she dies instead of Black Widow surviving. And this had led to Hank Pym taking revenge on Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. because we see Michael Douglas in the yellowjacket uniform coming out of the shadows and basically stating his reasons on why he's seeking revenge. He explains how he entered the Hulk's body and threw a sizing disc at his heart and made his heart bigger than his body can handle, which made him explode. He shrunk himself down and put himself in the syringe, and he was the one that killed Tony inside the body. He's the one that flew into Hawkeye's brain and fried it. He's the one that killed Natasha. It was Natasha, Clint, Hulk, Tony, and so now it's basically him going after Nick Fury. As he's trying to fight Nick Fury, he's doing all these fancy moves and spins and and it's like, oh, okay, like Nick Fury is badass in that regard. But it's actually Loki antagonizing Hank Pym because he's saying things like, oh, I don't even know her, I don't care about these people. Which is true, because it's not Nick Fury saying he doesn't care, it's Loki as Nick Fury saying he doesn't care about these people, whatever. Basically, it's Loki against Hank Pym, and Loki wins and takes him away. And Nick Fury basically is, alright, well, being we solved this mystery and you got your guy, you be leaving now, right? And Loki is like, no, I think I'll extend my stay a little bit and stay. And then the next day, 24 hours later, he's approaching the United Nations, like inside the building, and declared himself the earthly leader. He took over many governments, and now he's taken over Earth, and that's how the episode ends. Very interesting episode. I would say this is the best episode to date. I'm going to give this an 8.5. In my opinion, out of the first three episodes, to me this has been the best one, the most interesting one. Great murder mystery episode. Really kept away from the politics of stuff and just focused on a good mystery, and it was a good story. and it was good to see a darker side of Hank, and to see what would happen if the Avengers died before forming. And then at the end, Nick Fury had called in Captain Marvel and was about to throw out Captain America. So 2 captains getting ready to lead a new brand of Avengers in that universe. Hopefully we'll revisit that. But I want to thank you again, guys, for stopping by, subscribing, liking. Tell me what your favorite What If episode has been so far. And until next time, peace, Snookums!
Fury! Come on! You're supposed to be a killer? Well, come on then. Kill me!
How are you, Stop moving, Fury! What are you doing? What's your... Like you're everywhere. What's with the goth kid?
Hello. Trickster God. Hi.
SHIELD is people. People willing to give their lives for something greater than themselves. To save the world from men like you.